Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Case of the Golden Idol, one of my favorite games that I've just recently found out about. It's been in my library for a little bit, but because life got in the way, I couldn't play it until now. And I just finished it last night, and I realized I had to play this game for you all. So with that, did I remember to... I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to make sure I did something. Now, with all this out of the way, you might be wondering what this game is like. Well, let's get into it and I'll explain everything with a new game. You can choose which one of these you want to play as. This one is recommended, it's easier, and it's probably the one that you should do pretty much all the time unless you know this game like the back of your hand. I don't, so let's play. This is the first case, the abrupt termination of contract. This is a mystery game. Hi Henners, welcome to the first mystery. In this game, you are given a single frame screenshot of a murder. It's your job to figure out what happened. You do this by exploring the environment, clicking on people, and finding out information, and then thinking your way through with the information you gather. It's not just handed to you on a silver platter. For example, this takes place back in 1742. Albert Cloudsley and Oberon Geller. Dr. Oberon Geller and Esquire Albert Cloudsley. He says that he knew that he was plotting something. There's a pipe and a dagger. Now let's look at the man he pushed off the cliff. He has a scalpel, which makes him a doctor, which means that he must be Oberon Geller. Now we can click there in order to go into the thinking panel. But we don't have all the information. There's a handy little number over here that tells you how many things are in the scene in total. Right now we have 6 more things to collect. Or do we? As it turns out, we only need this. There we are. And now we go to the thinking panel. So right now we have to figure out 3 things. The identities, what happened, and where they are. Take note, this will become way more complicated later on down the line. I hope to be able to get all of this done in one sitting today. But, just to let you know, there will be a part 2 to this game, because DLC is coming out in like 5 days, somewhere like that. Anyways, we know that this here is Oberon Geller, which means that this has to be Albert Cloudsley, since he is the only other person here. And we know Albert Cloudsley pushed the doctor off of the cliff. However, we don't know where this is, which is where this little bit of information comes in, the map. Taking a look, we can see 2 islands off in the distance. There's only one location here on this entire island. The Horn of the Thumb on Monkey Paw Island. which means that he had to push Oberon off in this area. Ta-da! That's the first case, all done. While Dr. Oberon Geller was surveying the poor weather with his looking glass, his expedition partner, Albert Cloudsley, Esquire, suddenly pushed him off the cliff. There are 11 cases in total in this game. I'm going to be doing as many as I can before I have to go. It's time for the second case. Chapter 1. Complications in the Family. The untimely passing of a rural gentleman. Once again, we have one room, one dead body. This man is not breathing. He has a very bad head wound and a ruby ring. A tall, rickety ladder. And a book on lead poisoning up here. Interesting. Blackfield, Woodshire, Crow Tower. Huh. It's the idol again. Interesting. Fat, portly man. Interesting coat. Lots of stains on it. There's a yacht out there. Ooh, the horse. Notes on spontaneous combustion. Alright. Alright. Well, we can at least identify the victim here. Sebastian Cloudsley. We already have everything we need to solve the case, so let's do that. The most important thing in this room is this journal. Why? We need to figure out what attire he's wearing in each of these photos. So, this is obviously his dining attire, which will make this either his research or hunting attire. How do we figure that out? Well, he dressed in his dining attire, and then changed to his hunting attire, and then he changes into his research and then back into dining, which makes one of two options. Either he changed into his dining attire, then into his research attire, and died in his research attire, or changed into his hunting attire and died in that. We can figure this out through the use of this. Today is August the 23rd, but this diary entry is yesterday. Let's see here. There's a horse running around outside. But it's also the middle of the day, which means at 1800 it would be 6 p.m. But that would mean that right now it can't be that late, so it has to be that he is wearing his hunting attire in the bed, which makes this his researching attire. Most excellent. Ah, yes, this is important. When a scroll is completely filled in, you can drag words in from this part of the scroll somewhere else. He died in his hunting attire. This is Sebastian Cloudsley. We need to figure out what area he's the lord of. We can do that by looking at the map. See how there's a yacht out on the water? That makes this the area of Blackfield. The cause of death, however, is tricky. In his hunting attire, what would he be doing? It would cause a nasty head wound. He fell in his hunting attire. Well, we know he has a head wound. What is the #1 cause of death while hunting on a horse? You fall off of it. What a shame. Ah, this. Every once in a while, after you finish a case, this will happen. A puppet will descend from the ceiling and give you more context. Let's watch, shall we? Poor Sebastian. Remember the faces of these 3 people. They will be very important later on. Let's get into the 3rd case. The dramatic departure of an outsider. Like I said, there's one of the guys, there's the other. And we also have a man on fire. A scorched horsebrush and a scorched knife. £2, £1, 1 pence, another ruby ring, and the same idol again. Fascinating. Spontaneous combustion. Perform the combustion trick, you must first cast a freezing spell. So he's responsible for that guy being set on fire. And who are you? What in the blazes? Ah, you have a betting card for the Derby. Interesting. Who are you? A saddlebag. Prepare the carriage for tomorrow. We are to visit my nephew, E.C. Adam and James. And you, my friend. Embroidered handkerchief. A stiletto blade. £3, 3 shillings. Edmund. It has reached my attention that you are seeking a capable new servant. I have just the man for you, David Gorin. He is an experienced coachman with a diverse set of talents that I'm sure you will find very useful. If you are displeased with his services, do not hesitate to let me know. Yours, Theo. Edmund Cloudsley, you say? Well, I think we just identified this man. Edmund Cloudsley. Well, we can identify what that mysterious man died of. Now then, you might be wondering how we're going to solve this case. Ah, welcome, Serial. This is a little game called The Case of the Golden Idol. It's a mystery game. Basically, you have a freeze frame of a crime happening, and you have to figure out what's going on. It's a really great game. I just finished it yesterday, and I knew I had to stream it for you all. We can go into other buildings in specific cases. Flatley, Cloudsley, and Hubert, huh? Lots of notes on the floor. We have Nicholas Maker, the attorney. Ah, this is going to be important. This is the last will and testament of Sebastian Cloudsley, the guy who just died. We also have Peter Blatley, Rose Kubert, Edmund Cloudsley, Willard Wright. Sebastian has died, sadly, which leaves these 4 individuals inheritors of his will. Alright. We have some money and a ruby ring. Again, what's with all the ruby rings? And then we have this woman with a whole bunch of rings, but no rubies. A fan, a guitar blade. What in the world do you have one of those for? £4. For reference, a guitar blade is like native to India? Ooh, that's helpful. So yeah, I have no idea why she has one of those. Aphorisms by Sebastian Cloudsley. How to be happy, how to be upset. These are just an inspiration book. Now let's get into the real meat of the case. Another betting slip. Dear Peter Batley. Debt remains unpaid. Humbly request that you make your payments as soon as possible, or we will be forced to take the matter into our own hands. The debt currently stands at £255. Yikes! I feel sorry for that man. I, Sebastian Cloudsley, Blackfield County, being in bodily health and sound and disposing mind and memory, nominate and appoint Nicholas Maker as executioner of my last will and testament. So we have Nicholas Maker. Very well. Now let's look at these other ones. Willard Wright, Rose Kubert. I bequeath to you the gold. You know what? I'm just going to click them all. We have everything we need. Let's find out everything we can. The first thing we're going to do... Wait, we missed a guy. Did I click on you? I did not click on you. Property of the Pear brothers and a knife. Okay, so we know this guy's last name is Pear. And this guy is serving Edmund Crowley, but he has this saying that giving him orders to prepare the carriage to visit Crowley's nephew. If we remember, this note says that David Gorin is his new servant. That's incredibly helpful. That identifies this man here. Let's see. This is an important clue here. My late sister, your mother, disclosed your financial troubles to me long ago, and I resolved to help you. I bequeath to you a compilation of my aphorisms to provide the direction in your life which you so clearly lack. We must find out who Sebastian's sister is. We can do this here. Sebastian Cloudsley has a sister of Beatrix Batley, who is the mother of Peter. This makes Peter Batley Sebastian's nephew. It also makes sense that he has a bunch of financial trouble. Probably from a bunch of betting. Which would mean that this man here is Peter Batley. Peter Batley. There we are. Rose is a woman's name. Oh, hush. Sorry about that. Rose Kubert here. I want you to put your sharp mind to better use than mere politics. Who in this area is a politician? We can see in the Gazetteer, Lord Edmund Cloudley's speech stirs Parliament. That makes Edmund a politician. Edmund Cloudsley inherited the research notes. Now, that leaves two things. Only two more inheritors. If we can figure out which one of them inherited just one thing, we can figure out who inherited both. For right now, we have a mysterious riddle to solve. Who is the Flaming Man, or who is this man? The hint is what this man is holding. A scorched horsebrush. And over here, stable rhoda. Adam and James Pear. That makes this man one of the Pear brothers. Pear is here. So that must mean he has to be Willard Wright. Now, if we can identify just one of these two men, we'll have it. Let's have another look at their stuff. This knife is far too scorched to be of any use. I can't even make out anything on it. So let's look at him. That knife has an A engraved on it. You are Adam, and you are James. And with that, we can solve this little riddle too. Adam and James weren't in the will. Peter is not supposed to have the idol. Willard has the idol. If Rose had the idol, she would already have it. That means Willard inherited the idol. And Rose inherited everything else. Excellent. Now, we can solve this part here. James Pear is the one who died from spontaneous combustion. Sebastian is the only one here with a will. Who would be upset to receive... Who would be blank to receive blank? Well, first off, let's sort this out. I would certainly be upset if I were having money troubles to receive nothing but a book from my uncle. So that must be Jane. That must be Peter. And Sebastian Cloudsley's will. So he ordered the Pear brothers to take... Well, there's only one physical thing of value worth taking. The idol from Willard Wright. That is an amazing thing. The fact that he died of spontaneous combustion. Peter Batley, encumbered by his gambling debts, had placed high hopes in his uncle's testament. Upon discovering that he had inherited nothing but a book, he tore up the will and ordered his servants to take the golden statue from the stranger. Suddenly, one of the servants burst into flames. That idol has mystical properties. It just performed a miracle. Let's get into the second chapter, the cursed inheritance. First case, the murder at the Little Mermaid. Oh my. This man ain't breathing, and he has a ruby ring again. And a stout walking cane, too. Huh. Interesting flower. I think it's a dandelion? Oh, the window's open. Uh-oh. Alarm, break-in. We have Henry Parker and a spear. And the glass is in the mud. Well, we can identify Henry Parker at the very least. Revenge. R.R. So if you find someone with two R's in their name, we win. What a cute little box. It's my dear Maurice. This watch is ticking. Okay, there's a trap door in the ceiling that connects the two rooms through the attic. This door is locked and it won't open. And so is this one. This one has a blue flower, I suppose. This bed's empty. It's not warm. It hasn't been used. Outside the other window, we have this man with a rusty half of shears. Stale piece of bread. That's everything up here. Let's have a look downstairs. This door is secure with a latch. Dandelion Room, Willard Wright, and Forget-Me-Not Room, Ash Blair. Evans, huh? Oh! We have Robert Redruth. Interesting. That means RR. Wait, that looks familiar. Ain't that the guy who's out here? Huh. I guess it is, but this makes no sense. He can't read. How can you write without knowing how to read? Something's fishy. Violin, a key, and a Navajo folding blade. Basically a big old switchblade knife. Let's see. Remember, you as an agent of the trading company. Never be late. Be persuasive. Be effective. A dagger. 3 shillings, 1 pence, a hand of cards, and a key. Be calm, John. To Annie. Huh. Stiletto, key. Well, we can identify John at the very least. This will be important later. Keep an eye on it. Now let's talk to this guy. Dear Oscar Boyton. Ah, smuggling, huh? Ah, the tab. Green, Reg, and Blair. We have everything we need. So, let's get to thinking. First things first. Dandelion Room belongs to Willard Wright, which is here. So that means that he has to be Willard. Poor guy's already dead. Let's see. We have Robert Redruth here. And we have Oscar Boyton. Annie is a girl's name. That's the only woman inside. The trick here. This man is playing a violin. He has to be Evans. Now, let's see here. We can identify this man because he's the only one without a first and last name, so Ash Blair. That makes AG Annie Green. And JB is Bredge. Now, you could figure out everything this way. Also, hi XA, welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying this mystery game. You could figure out everything through this kind of process of elimination, or a nice little clue is the watch. Maurice Evans. We have identified everyone here. Next up, we need to figure out who belongs to what. Anne Green is obviously AG. So let's fill in all of that. JB is John Bridge. WW has to be Willard Wright. He played a couple of cards hands with them. Maurice also was complaining that he lost something, so he was in this game too. OB is Oscar Boynton. Naturally. And AB has to be Ash Blair. Perfect. Now we can figure out what's going on in here. Alright. We know that Willard Wright got stabbed with something. Willard Wright is dead. Which means that his room was crept into. If we go back up, we can see that both doors are locked. The only way in would be through the window. But this shows that the glass is on the outside, which means they had to break the window outward. So the windows are out. That leaves only the trap door. And we know that only Ash Blair could have had this room thanks to the thing downstairs. Meanwhile, everyone else was downstairs playing cards. Maurice, John, and Annie were all playing cards. Now we need to go back down and figure out what weapon does he have. A dagger. Ah, I got something wrong then. Very well. Let's see. Perhaps it was Oscar Boynton who was playing cards? There we go. The scroll has been fulfilled with no hints needed. A man was going by the name of Ash Blair crept into Willard's room through the trapdoor to steal something. But when he opened the music box, it woke up Willard, and a fight ensued. Ash stabbed Willard and attempted to frame an escaped convict. So he... I'll check it out after this, XA. So that makes sense, because old Robert can't read, which means he can't write. Back to the scenario. Ooh. Look at that. That's quite a bit of coin. I think that's a whole pound. I'll be sure to check in if I can, XA. Right now we have a dinner party to solve. Hello, little man. Cigar and Little Pip by David. Well, if he has the note, he can only be Little Pip. Alright. Cigars, huh? What's this? In the lady's coat. Dear Miss Richards, enjoyed your company tremendously when I visited your father. I'm certain that you would wish to hear the rest of my thoughts on the shortcomings of society and invite you and your father to dinner on April 8th at my manor. Cloudsley again. Dear Mary, something for you for your diary from me. Peter Batley again. How interesting. It seems everything is connected to each other. There's a syringe here in the pot. Hello there, miss. Brian, you say? Some candles for your room, Lucia. I assume you're itching to continue reading a scandalous novel. Dear Ada. I have to use this letter to share good news. There is no sustenance to the claims that your late husband used his position in... Huh. Well, that's good to know. Good for you, Ada. I can also finally name you. And that must make her, over there, Lucia. Now, if I could figure out their last names, I'd be in business. An orange lock holds the wine and brandy. To Mrs. Smith for 3 years of service. Ah, Mrs. Smith, 2 eggs and a pot of tea each breakfast. You're responsible for little Pip doing his errands. Mr. Walker, I'm to be woken up and dressed at 7 a.m. I expect to receive my daily newspaper by noon. Miss Baker, expect all rooms to be cleaned every day, twice on the days I have visitors. And David Gorin. David again? Very well. Huh, look at this. Monkey Man by Dark Hand. Monkey Man 2, Tooth for Tooth. Interesting. A couple of pennies, a bottle, and a lockpick, it looks like. Hey, what's that over here? A bag with 2 lockpicks inside. This door is locked. That's a funny drawing. And an ink pot. Let's see. April 7th. Dear Diary, an ordinary day spent mostly in preparation for tomorrow's dinner. Time has come for me to ask for a raise in my salary after all these years I've loyally worked here. Okay, so this is a butler. Or a maid. A stack of candles in the room here. Huh. Who do we know that likes Sash Blair tobacco? This is David's room. We can identify whose room belongs to whom. So this belongs to David Goring again. And once again, the door is locked. A set of lockpicks, a pistol, and a dagger. Very well. Oh. This old rusty lock has a whole bunch of stuff in it. Basically water and other foods. This door leads outside and isn't locked. Let's continue. Ah, here we are. That's ugly squid streaming. A knife. And in here, not change the rule that the staff member who has worked here the longest gets the bottom room. Edmund. Huh. Curious. You know what I don't see in this room? Candles. That makes this Lucia's room. The pillow is shining. A pair of twig dolls and a bottle of pink liquid. A love potion. Huh. Someone was messing around with potions. Shouldn't do that. Let's see, what's in here? More candles. Shillings, pence. Star Child. Remember to take the 4th one from every row. Okay. Blue lock on this safe. Due to the sensitivity of your stomach, I advise abstaining from alcohol for the next month. Also consider a glass of peptic tonic before eating. So this stuff. And opium, naturally. It is the 18th century, of course there's opium. Well, well, look who's here. The golden idol again, huh? Locked in the safe. There's a book sticking out here by Dr. Abram. Secret codes. Huh. Curious. The Ideal Republic by Platano. Well. Wait a minute. I'll have to remember this note, don't I? These two doors are also locked. Now let's look on the desk. Let's see. Mrs. Baker, starting date 1797, August 1st. Position housemaid. Yearly wage £9. Wait. 1787. Diary, tell me what day is today, please. No, you didn't give me the year, you... Gah. Ah, 1788. So that means that Ada is a new hire, right? Or at least Mrs. Smith is. Okay, so Mrs. Smith is not in the bottom room. That means that Ada also has to be up here. And since Lucia is only in here, and we have David Goring's room, this makes Ada's room. Very well. Now then. Notes in the trash. Let's see. Mary and her well-to-do father Lothar. If Peter and I were to join you, we could beguile him with tales of adventures in the colony so we can ship him away. By Rose Kubert. His own mom wants to send him away. What did he do? Financial support. Oh god, he's still into gambling. 1788. So Mrs. Baker. Alright. So the most recent hire is the baker. Okay, I got it. I so got it. Let's check out these notes. Dear Uncle, February 1st, 1788. Lucy Richards and Lady Richards, I think you are too old for her and I shall court her instead. Secondly, please lend me 300 pounds. Small change for you and desperate need of aid. Damn it, Peter. Edmund Cloudsley, January 8, 1788. Failed to enter a requisition. Last warning you will receive. Your transgressions against us demand amends. Surrender yourself to our justice. Last chance to repent, serpent. One of our stewards upon you, the Brotherhood of Masks. Huh. Wait. How does Edmund have the idol? It was stolen from Willard. What a sneaky. Well, well, Edmund. Pretty pleased that the old boy passed away. Lord George Birds. Revolution will come for the likes of you, you crooked bastard. Soon you will pay for your sins against the honest common folk with your blood. Final vanguard. Ah! Oh dear. Well, That's not good. It looks like Rose is dead. Well, we have Edmund here. And the blue key. Curious. That blue key should go to the blue lock with the peptectonic inside. Embroidered handkerchief. Hi, Peter. Nothing to do with him, huh? If you get frustrated while working, remember the tale about the rich lord who married his donkey and you shall feel better. Huh. A shilling. And the 2, 3 keys. Over here we have what was served. Water, a roast, a salad bowl, brandy, wine, and a lemonade. And the peptectonic, too. Now, on to the big puzzle of this chapter. Who sat where? Let's get into this. First things first. We remember, down here, that Lucia mentioned a Brian. Let's sort this out, shall we? Very well. Brian. Now, if we could figure out the last name, we'll be in business. Mr. Walker. There we go. We have Brian Walker here. Let's see. We need to figure out who is who here. Ada's... We have a Smith and we have a Baker. Well, first things first. We can fill out everybody else real quick. We have Edmund here. And we have Rose Kubert here. We have Peter Batley. And we have Brian Walker. Now, these two, if you've been paying attention, it should be obvious. These two are Mary Richards and her father. They're the only other people here who were invited. And we have Lothar Richards here. Now, that just leaves Lucia and Ada. How are you supposed to do this again? Housemaid. Right! She's cooking, she's cleaning. Let's see here, real quick. Mrs. Baker. housemaid. So if I'm right, you should be Ada Baker. And you should be Lucia Smith? Yeah! I'm right! That makes you Baker, you Smith. Now, we can solve who's in this room by just looking at the stuff inside. Monkey Man, children's book, lots of stolen little knickknacks. Who else is here that we know steals stuff when he can? It's Little Pip's room. Perfect. Now, at the dinner party, we know Rose Kubert ingested the poison and died. We also know that our good Edmund has been the target of several assassination attempts. So, let's see here. Let's look at the table again. This full glass of cloudy liquid has been untouched, and a partially empty glass of clear liquid, obviously water. Water, lemonade, wine, wine, wine. We find out what that cloudy liquid is, we're golden. And that would be the peptic tonic. So, peptic tonic and water, peptic tonic and wine. Edmund Cloudsley can't have alcohol. And the peptic tonic is undrunken. Meanwhile, over here, both have been drank. Let's see. Let us think for a moment. The peptic tonic is the only liquid at the table that hasn't been drunk. Meaning Rose Kubert drank it and died. The tonic was poisoned. Now then, let's think for a moment. Going back. This little note here. No, that's not the note. Where is it? Here we go. Young Miss Richards appears to not enjoy meat. Therefore, prepare an alternative side dish. That means that this cannot be Mary. Which means this or this is Mary. Now, we also know for a fact that Batley bribed the butler to have Mary Reed sit next to him. No, Mary Richards. What am I saying? Mary Richards sat next to Peter Batley, so this has to be Peter's seat. Now, the last chain in this puzzle is here. This is Mary's coat, and this must be her father's. Notice the cigars? See right there? This is Lothar's seat, and this is Mary's seat. Now then, we know that someone wanted Edmund dead. How do we know who did what? Well, this note. Remember, up here, remember to take the fourth one from every row. This is Ada's room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Use substance to remove targets. Alright. Sincerely, Dark Hand Steward. Dark Hand Steward got Ada Baker to poison the tonic. But where's the key? if you remember the shape of the blue key. Right there. This is the only other one like it. She hid it in the bag. I'll be right back, everyone. Alright, I'm back. So yes, Ada Baker received encoded instructions from a dark-hand steward to poison Edmund Cloudsley. She used her ability to move freely throughout the rooms whilst cleaning and made a copy of the key to the medicine cabinet. She used a syringe to poison a sealed peptic tonic bottle. But during the party, Rose asked for the tonic and drank it. And then she died. Just a moment. I swear, somehow life finds a way to interrupt me no matter what I try to do. Alright, let's get into the sixth case. The explosive events in the forest cabin. We have Billy Cracker, Hardy Abe, Little Billy, and Jack Nails. Oh my. I know you. You're David. Corpse if you send me directions. There's a scarecrow in the coffin? Alright. Gentleman robber strikes in Westbrook. Walter Keane, you say? Fifth robbery by the infamous gentleman, who is his custom. Appeared wearing an impeccable suit, a new hat, and the latest city style. Huh. A ruby ring. I believe we have our Walter Keane. Hello, doggy. Aww. Go coin. Huh. Well, we have little Pip here. David Gorin, you are in charge of all security and arms. Lucia. And little Pip. Black Bestie and Golden Doubloon. Both must be fed daily by Edmund Cloudsley. Well, we know for a fact you're little Pip. And it's Lucia again. And we have David Gorin over here. We recognize him. Now, Pip called the dog Coin. And if you're paying attention, Golden Doubloon is the name of a coin. We also have Walter Keane right here. Now then. What on earth? It's the idol again, but with a weight, holding down the lever. Huh. Curious. Well, he's dead. He got blown up. Finally have the location of the target. Maybe on November 10th, Friday, and bring all your tools. WK, Walter Keane. A saw, a loaded pistol, and lockpicks. Huh. Rotten apple and a green apple. We have the shards of a vase. And over here in the trunk, we have Mr. Edmund Cloudsley himself. Huh. Wait, what clue are we... Oh, no. We gotta figure out what all the symbols on the thing mean. Gold filtering, you say? Progress fruit from some more advanced work. Spontaneous combustion. Okay. We have everything we need. So let's get started. Mr. Cloudsley, pleasure to meet you again. Now, the real secret is here. This book. This gives us the name of all the henchmen that Keane could have hired. Let's see. Has a cart from Burkham. So we know at the very least Handy Abe is here. Let's have a look around at them again. Right there, see this? Nails, as in jack nails. Which makes you Hardy Abe. Excellent. Alright. Now, let's see here. The vase exploded when Jack Nails and Hardy Abe entered the room. Alright, now let's see. The most important thing is this journal. This will help us figure everything out on this side. This is going to be confusing. So this symbol must mean decreased, right? Which makes this one increased. Both air and vessel disappeared. With this one, it's only the air inside. So this is the air, and this must mean matter entirely. In both of these situations, it has to do with heat. So this must be heat. And the other one must be gold. Awesome. Basically, XA, you missed this. The idol made this vase explode and kill these two intruders, while this one has to fend off a dog. You basically missed murder. Now, let's see. Looking at the idol, this is increase air by pulling down the... Oh my god. He made a bomb out of the water in the vase. Increase the amount of water in a sealed vase. Edmund is the only one who could be in that room. Now, why are they here? And why is this corpse here? Well, we can look here. Remember, discreet as always, do not want it to decayed. So Edmund needed a corpse. For what reason, I am not sure. However, Walter, along with his accomplices, bought in a coffin pretending to have a corpse. On entering the room, see how he's still breathing? He's not dead, so he must have been clubbed over the head with something. And right now, Hardy Abe is the only one with a club. He hits David Gorin right in the head. Oops. Wait, what's the idol say again? Oh, it was air. Oops. It's not water. It's air. My bad. What's going on with your internet? You getting dropped out again, XA? Alright. Well, to gain entrance to Edmund Cloudsley's secret forest cabin, gentleman robber Walter Keene pretended to deliver a corpse to Edmund for his experiments. When he entered the cabin, the robbers ambushed the servants and Edmund locked himself in his study. While the robbers were sawing through the lock, Edmund prepared a trap with the idol and killed them both. Real quick, I want to point out something. Keene has a ruby ring, as do a lot of the players in our little story. Ah, okay. Now, let's watch this little cutscene. Then the rest of them off on my laster. Got caught in the blast. Oh, poor Edmund is dead. Very well. On to the next chapter we go. This is where the game really picks up, in my opinion. It also becomes way more difficult at this point. Welcome to Strange Practices of a Secret Society. Footprints leading to here. Oh my. That's not great. Strange tattoo on his back. Will be important later. Let's see here. Ash Blair. So David is here. David. The gathering will be on March 14th. Follow our plan. We should be there at least 2 hours before midnight. Grab rope and weapons. WK. Walter Keene. David Gorin. Reliable service from AC. So, Walter Keene and David Gorin are here. But this can't be either of them. A hat. Okay, what am I missing again? Alright, now, let's go inside. Also, this is your fair warning. From now on, this game has a lot of cultish depictions. If this triggers you, turn away. Go find another video to watch. You've been warned. Two cups on a stone altar. They have some wine, but are both almost empty. There's a ruby ring and a tankard with some red wine in it. A tray with a small vial of unknown substance and another ruby ring. They all have ruby rings, including this dead man. There's a sword. A ceremonial scepter. Lots of information. All at once. When the accuser has challenged the defender, both drinkers must be barefoot. The substance is added depending on the severity of the accusation, including deadly poison. Ritual of squabble, ritual of conflict, ritual of dispute, ritual of discord. We'll come back to this later. Right now we need to figure out who's in this room, but we will come back to it later. We have the Dark Hands, the Proud Beast, and the Water Snakes. With this, we need to figure out what these mean. We also have these. So these depict the rank of the person in the costume. Masters, I ventured on Order's mission to reclaim our relic, and with great resolve punish the despicable enemy. With a few brave companions, fearlessly entered his hideout in a remote hunting cabin. But the devil had prepared a treacherous trap, and the explosion slaughtered my dearest friends as we entered the study. Thanks to my sturdy physique, I survived the blast, only to be assaulted by the enemy's lackey, assassin warrior David Gorin, and a pack of bloodthirsty hounds. After an hour of flight, I received numerous deadly wounds. Discovered the enemy's dead body slain by the trap of his own making, but no trace of the relic. Forced to go into hiding because the government's watchmen are tracking me. Once I have recovered from my deadly wounds and shaken off the watchmen, I will send you my next report. Walter Keane. Wait, that means David is lying. Walter Keane is lying. He knows David. He conspired with David out here. That means Walter Keane and David Gorin are in this room. Let's see here. Apologize 1,000 times for my absence, but the road to recovery was full of peril. Government dogs and spies chased me tirelessly and is forced to seek refuge in Aquitania. Aquitania? That's over in France. Huh. There I finally bested my pursuers with the help of Lazarus Hurst, a young resourceful gentleman whom I met in a remote manor one dark winter's night. Stepping into the fray against the villains, but he turned out to be well-versed in arcane arts, not yet close to your skills. I suggest that Lazarus would be a fine addition to the Order. I vouch for him and will invite him to undergo the appropriate trial. By Walter Keane. 1790. Illuminated Masters object to the admittance of the individual and submit that our dark-hand brother, Walter Keane, who vouches for him, cannot be trusted, as he is a liar and a thief. I'm certain that, on dispatching our enemy, he kept the golden idol for himself. By Geoffrey Sinclair. Whoa. Okay. A brand? So those aren't tattoos, those are brands. Oh god. Brother, a member of our order has proposed a new candidate to join our brotherhood. Brotherhood's trustworthiness has been challenged. Therefore, we've decided to take measures to resolve the fate of these individuals. If the brother proves himself, he can vouch for the newcomer. If the newcomer survives the appropriate trial, he will join our ranks. You've been summoned to join our gathering on March 14th and fulfill your role in the rights of the Brotherhood, the Council of Masters. So he's not a master. Alright, XA, I'll see you later. 2 rings. So that means that this guy passed. He passed whatever trial he has. And right now we can only think of one guy who would be allowed to pass the trial. Hurst. Lazarus Hurst. Let's see here. Oh god. Well, we now have everything we need. So let's get started on figuring out this crazy conundrum, shall we? The first thing we have to do is figure out which of these is which. And the best way to do that is to go back in here. Ritual squabble. So these are both wearing the same coats. So are these two, and these two have the same things on their shoulders. Let's see. Ritual squabble. Only initiates can be defender and accuser. The sword must be borne by any dark hand. Ritual of conflict. The accuser must deeply hate the defender. A sword must be borne by any initiate. So this means that this is either a dark hand or an initiate, or both. Ritual of dispute. Only stewards or higher rank can be accuser and defender. The scepter must be borne by a water snake master. There's the scepter. So this... let's see. Ritual of discord. Houses of the accuser and the defender stand behind their brothers. A dark hand. Okay, so we know for a fact that this cannot be the ritual of discord, because the houses of the accuser and the defender must stand behind their brothers. These are not of the same house, so this can't be the ritual of discord. So this can't be a dark hand master. Okay, let's go back down and have another look at some things. We know for a fact that this guy is a dark hand initiate. Right now, in this room, we know for a fact that Walter Keene and Jeffrey Sinclair are one of these two individuals each. However, this means... okay, let me think this out real quick. Masters. Walter Keene is writing to the Masters, which means he can't be one himself. So, he's either an initiate or he's a steward. One of the two. Only initiates can be the defender and the accuser. Okay. The sword must be borne by any dark hand. Okay, so we know for a fact that this cannot be the ritual of conflict, because the sword is being worn by someone who is not an initiate or a steward, which makes these masters wearing this robe. That's a very big hint. Also, I might as well fill in initiate of the dark hand. Alright, so what's here? The Grim Reaper. Okay, so we need to find the speaker of the blind, the keeper of treasures, or the never-ending teacher. So we have the Grim Reaper being decorated, this key being decorated, and the book being decorated. The keeper of treasures would be the key. So this must be the ritual of dispute. That's a big help. So now we can figure out some stuff. Ritual of dispute. The scepter must be borne by a water snake master. There's our scepter, which makes this guy a water snake. And over there is a water snake master. Alright. Now, let's think for a moment. Only stewards of higher rank can be the defender and the accuser, which means these green robes are stewards. And this makes this the initiate. Very well. So if this is the initiate, we know this is a water snake initiate. We don't know if this is a proud beast or a dark hand. But we can figure this out because remember, David Gorin is supposed to be in this room. And the guy outside is a dark hand initiate. So this must be dark hand, and this mask must be proud beast. A proud beast master. And we have David Gorin right here. And this is a steward of the proud beasts. Okay. Proud beast steward. Dark hand steward or master. So dark hand. So yes. This is a proud beast steward. This must be the ritual of inception. Yes? Inception, inception, inception. There we go. Correct. And we have initiate over here. Now we need to figure out something. Who is who here? Well, let's stop and think. The only reason that Lazarus would be admitted into the cult, which is true because we have both the brands and the second ring, would be if the trustworthiness has been resolved and the brother has proven himself. So the only way that would be is if Walter Keane survived and Jeffrey Sinclair is dead. Excellent. Now, we have to figure out this one. Lazarus Hearst passed the Inception ritual. And he got the lion, which is the proud beast. Proud beast initiate. And we have Walter Keane being challenged to a dispute ritual. He, along with David Gorin, ambushed a random Dark Hand initiate. Now, how did Walter know which cup was safe? Well, David was the one holding the tankard. And posing as a Dark Hand initiate, he could signal to Walter which one was safe using the tankard. Which cup had no poison in it? Meanwhile, Jeffrey drank the other cup and died. After being challenged to a ritual with potentially deadly consequences, Walter conspired with David to devise a plan to ensure his own safety. They captured a Brotherhood member on the way to the gathering. David took his costume so that during the ritual, he could indicate to Walter which cup was poisoned, and Walter chose the safe cup and his opponent drank the poison and he died. Alright, I'm going to take a little break and I'll be right back. Alright everyone, I am back. Let's continue. Chapter 3. A crowning celebration by the lighthouse. The lighthouse, you say? Well, we have a a water snake master here. Feel cursed. And know that when pushed, my rage is absolute. Do not toy with the well-being of the Empire's general, for I do not tolerate being attacked. The proud beast master is the general of the Empire. Well then. Simple for me to get you a seat alongside me at the court of directors at the Seven Seas Company. As a doctor, I recommend you stop obsessing over it. It will only unbalance your humors. So he's a doctor. His legs are broken. He's not breathing. Severe wound in the back of his head. And his arm is broken. Yeah, this guy fell off the lighthouse, didn't he? Let's see here. Well, isn't this guy familiar? Dear Water Snake Brother Maker. JT. JT is the owner, the director of the Seven Seas Trading Company. Good to know. Let's see. Dr. James Turner, Angus McBain, Alistair Cock, Walter Keane, Lazarus Hurst. In charge of notes is Nicholas Maker. Okay. Rules. Griffin Rebirth. One who claims the Griffin Reborn must perform a miracle. If someone repeats the miracle, it is proven not a miracle but mere magic. The claimant is punished with death. If no one can repeat the miracle, the masks fall, and the claimant is crowned as Griffin Reborn. History. 1725, the first Darkhand Lord Harrington demonstrated flying and jumped off a cliff to his death. Proud Beast Lord Pedsley performed a seance talking to spirits, but Angus McBain repeated the miracle, proving him unworthy. Lord Jones demonstrated construction of a homunculus. Angus McBain once again produced a homunculus. Lord White carried out hypnosis on a servant. Angus McBain did the same thing. Is Angus McBain just in charge of doing all of this? Really? Alright then, so... kneel before Griffin Reborn and make ready. I will lead you brothers to great many changes. Wait, why do you have Edmund's thing? The door is locked from the inside. By guarding the lighthouse, you are guarding the Empire. General Alistair Cock. So, General Alistair Cock is the... what is it? Proud Beast Master. Just keep that in mind. Well, Walter. Welcome back once again. Let's see. Master McBain. So, you sold out Lazarus to Angus in order to keep your past a secret, right? The golden idol is inside the cane. And the cane is snapped off at the bottom. Okay. Let's see here. An ornamental crown and a ruby ring. Ah, this seal is a 7. So you must be James Turner. Let's get started. Let's see, James Turner. We also have, where is it? I believe it's Nicholas Maker. I know you're Walter Keane. Where's Keane? Walter Keane. So you must be Lazarus, because you're the one who was... Yes, that's right. Yes, you have to be Lazarus, because you are now the Griffin Reborn. Because you did a miracle that could not be repeated. Let's see. Master McBain. He is the Water Snake Master. But we know for a fact that Alistair Cock is not. He has to be the Proud Beast Master. So you are Angus McBain. Very well. We also know for a fact that Angus blackmailed Walter to find out how Lazarus would perform a miracle. Which miracle it was, we don't exactly know quite yet. This trapdoor is not locked. I'll be right back, everyone. Let's see. History. Ah, wooden oars. Of course. Naturally. Well, I think he jumped off. That would explain why his legs are broken and he's got a head wound while holding the thing. He jumped off. And there's only one reason why you would try to jump from the top of a lighthouse. Well, two, but let's not get into the other one. You're trying to fly. Alright. We know that in the end, the idol wound up in the hands of Walter Keane. After all, he's trying to give it to Lazarus. It broke with Angus McBain. So Lazarus had it first. Very good. Angus McBain is the one who died here today. Let's see. For the miracle of flying, and become the Griffin Reborn. So Lazarus became the Griffin Reborn. He jumped off the lighthouse using the idol to demonstrate the miracle of flight. Then Angus McBain tried the same thing. But he failed because the idol... Oh no. Oh no, that poor guy. If he'd gone first, he would have flown. And he died from a head wound. Poor guy. Ooh, back to the scenario we go. Alright, on to the next case. Excuse me a moment, I'm just gonna have a bite of lunch. An interrupted weekend at the doctor's salon. Oh, wow. Let's see here. Well, we have Arthur Faulkner. We can identify him right away. Let's see here. Leopold, frame 2 is sublime, but your missing button is more than enough proof that you did it. The boomerang is bloody. This is what caused this man's death. But who is he? Dear friend, elections are over. Let's uphold tradition and have a leisurely weekend at my place with you and Leopold to discuss Prime Minister situation. Finally confirm your presence, Dr. James Turner. Huh. Sherry. Huh? We have a missing button from your coat. And in his hand is a missing button. This looks like an open and shut case. Right? How does that old saying go? Appearances are often deceiving. I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over the sleeping, one-eyed, one-patched gentleman. One of the seals is missing, and Patu has it. Very well then. Mr. Bell. Right now I'm just going around collecting all of the names that I can. Dr. Turner, Mr. Spade, Planted, Augustus, Fountain, and Mr. Hill. Okay. We now have all the people here. Well, most of them. We can fill out a lot. This guy is going to become annoying, and we're going to have to come back to him a lot. But first, let's go around the place and make sure we get everything we can. Ooh, an interesting newspaper. Let's see. Moderates, New Orders, and Loyalists. New Order Party's winning. The two old parties will form a coalition. Either Loyalist leader Blanchard or Moderate leader Valentine will become Prime Minister. Huh. Fascinating, wouldn't you think? Well then. We know that Valentine is a Prime Minister candidate. Let's work backwards. Right here, I planted and pruned all morning by the chrysanthemum bush. The alarm was raised by Mr. Hill. So, Sir Lord Alistair in the chess house this morning. Assist Mr. Spade in the garden. On entering the library to take away the glasses, found Lord Leopold asleep, overcome with dizziness, woken up, and instructed to raise the alarm. So we know that Mr. Hill raised the alarm, and Mr. Spade was out in the garden. We can give this to Mr. Spade because he has the gardening shears. So Billiam, Spade, and you must be the butler because you were talking about cleaning up the floor. So we have Podrick Hill. We already know James Turner. We can identify a lot of the people here. We have Alistair Koch. We have 4 people left to be identified. Leopold. Leopold is this man. Let's see. Invite you and Leopold, so invite you and good old Augustus. So we have Augustus here. Let's go look back at the book again. Lord Leopold asleep. Gideon. Play croquet with Ergen in the morning. So we know that this or this is Ergen and Gideon. Ergen. Understand what he says, potentially challenge with our language. This is our foreigner here. So you must be Ergen. And you must be Gideon. And he says that everything that Master Bell says is correct. So Gideon Bell. We also know that he is the prince and was invited because he is the Padu clan. Now we just have Augustus and Leopold. Let's see, Alistair. Let's see what James has to say. Had a glass of sour sherry with Blanchard in the library in the morning. In this one, Leopold says that he had a glass of sherry with James. So we have Blanchard and Valentine. Now, Augustus Valentine is the victim and was found by Leopold. He was found dead in the salon. I forgot to get all these. Alright, he was found dead in the salon, and the boomerang on the floor is obviously the murder weapon. Now, we need to... Excuse me a moment. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm going to have to cut the stream here because something is going on right now. But rest assured that tomorrow I will be finishing this up and I will be doing another stream on top of this to make up for it. So until next time, be sure to make an impact in someone's life today and make sure it's a great one. Catch you all later.